Have you ever replayed a game and then started noticing new things you didn't notice in your first playthrough? Well, that's exactly what happened when I replayed Cyberpunk 2077 using the Corpo lifepath. There were a lot of things I noticed in the intro that I completely missed when I played the game for the first time. So in this video, I'll be sharing with you everything I noticed when I replayed the Corpo lifepath. The first thing I want to talk about is right at the beginning of the Corpo intro, when V is in the toilet talking to Jackie. An NPC walks in and starts looking at V. If you've played the Street Kid lifepath, then you should be able to recognize him. This is the same NPC that Kirk sends you to steal the Rayfield erendite from. He shows up when V and Jackie get caught by the cops, and this NPC is the one that tells the cops that they shouldn't arrest V, not because he's kind, but because he doesn't have time to testify against them. So he instructs the cops to dispose of V and Jackie.
Are these the thieves? Ordinary street trash.
Got him in custody, Mr. Fujioka. We'll be taking him now.
It's a waste of effort. I have no time to testify or play it on an investigation.
Suggesting we let him go, sir?
I suggest you toss them in the sea. Cuff leg's broken so this trash doesn't flow.
What I noticed from this scene is how that specific NPC acted so powerful, commanding the officers, looking like the big powerful corpo that is above everyone outside the corpo world. But that very same NPC couldn't even talk back to V in the Corpo lifepath. From the Corpo perspective, he isn't so powerful anymore. He just seemed like a normal Corpo, unlike the one we saw in the Street Kid lifepath. The next thing I noticed is even more interesting than this, because the second thing I noticed while replaying the game is how Corpos love to cover up deaths in the game. When walking out of an elevator in the intro, you will see 3 NPCs just talking to each other. If you listen closely to their conversation, you will hear them planning on how they will cover up the death of their colleagues that were killed by Militech.
Militech hit 3 of ours. Now we're evacuating the rest of our facilities in that part of Europe.
What's the status of the 3?
They're dead. Once everyone else is safe, we'll issue a statement to the media.
Saying what?
A tragic accident during routine security system maintenance would be my bet.
This seems to be a normal thing in the corporate world, because this is not the first time we've seen this happen in the game. The first one isn't really like a cover up, but more like cutting off a loose end. I'm talking about the time Militech killed Meredith and hid her body. This all happens when things don't go her way during the pickup mission. I did a whole video explaining how that happened, and if you're interested you can go check out the video through the link in the top right corner of this video right now. We also see this take place a few minutes later when Arthur Jenkins, V's Corpo boss, kills most of the board members of the European Space Council and gets a call from Director Abernethy, who now has to cover up the death of the board members. You would think that is the end of the cover-ups in this scene, but right after the call ends, Arthur starts planning on killing Abernethy. He sends V to kill her for him, which I assume they will cover up since that's what they do with everyone that the corpos kill. And again, you would think that's the end of it, but when you're going to the AV Arthur has waiting for V, you will see 2 corpos talking about the European Space Council meeting, saying that everyone that knows the truth about what happened won't be alive for long.
Did you see the report on the vote? I mean, shit.
The world's going to tear us apart when the word gets around.
The world's never going to find out. And the few who do know the truth, they won't know it for long.
Which just proves that cover-ups are a normal thing with the megacorps. At this rate, the megacorps should have a department that is strictly focused on cover-ups for the company murders. And that's if they don't have one already. But enough about cover-ups. Let's talk about the other thing I found while replaying the Corpo intro. When going to the office to meet up with Arthur Jenkins, V meets up with an old acquaintance named Frank, who tells V that they've been away at Cape Town and just recently got back. This is not the last time we see this NPC, as they will show up again right near the end of the intro. When V is in the nightclub talking to Jackie, 4 Arasaka agents go into the club looking for V. They want the shot that Jenkins gave to Vicky with all the info about Abernethy. Among those agents is Frank. He doesn't come up to V, but instead, he stands by the rail of the booth that V and Jackie are sitting in. Seeing him doesn't surprise me, because in the first meetup he tells you he works under Abernethy. Maybe he doesn't come up because he is ashamed or embarrassed to be the one to kill V, because that's what they were going to do if Jackie hadn't stopped them. My theory of the whole thing is that when V first met Frank planted some sort of bug that he could use to listen into Arthur and V's conversation. There's no way Abernethy knew Arthur was going to kill her at that very moment unless someone told her. Thing is, I just can't prove it. So if you guys have your own theory about what happened, Just leave a comment below and let me know. Before I show you the last detail I discovered during the Corpo intro, please hit that like button and subscribe if you're enjoying the video. I post a lot of content like this and you help motivate me by doing so. Let's move on with the video. The last detail I want to talk about has to be the most impressive one so far, and that's V's Kiroshi implants. This has to be the most unique implants in the whole game, and this is the only time we get to see them. Throughout the intro you can see them in action. On the bottom right of the screen, we can see stock market figures. On the bottom left we can see some type of information I can't quite make up. And on the top middle of the screen we can see the status bar. This bar shows V a lot of information about what's going on. At first I thought it was just some random words, but it's not random at all. It tells V information about characters, events happening, medical prescriptions and a lot more. In fact, at the beginning of the Corpo intro, if you read the notifications on the status bar, you will see one that tells V that Jenkins is waiting for him in his office, that V's heart rate is elevated, 5 pending notifications, and no formal reports. The notifications update as you progress through the intro. When in Jenkins' office they start telling you info about Jenkins, like how he's 43 years old, has no children and dislikes sports. It even tells you his preferred drink. The notifications change again when V is in his office and when in the nightclub. It's pretty amazing how much attention to detail CD Projekt Red puts into just one intro. And this isn't the only time you see them do this throughout the game. It just makes me wonder how much I really missed when my main focus was to complete the game. Well, that's it for the video. Thank you for watching, guys. If you made it this far, might as well subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you.